Hello friends, I'm Vinay Mote, nature and wildlife photographer, and today I'm going to talk about really important concept, that is exposure triangle. Make sure you watched all my previous videos and you understood the concept, you tried it, and you now know how basic concept of ISO, aperture and shutter works. So exposure triangle is made up of all these three parameters, and let me explain you in more detail by using some diagrams.
Getting the right exposure in camera is the most important thing that you want to understand when you do DSLR photography. Right exposure is a combination of three parameters: ISO, aperture and shutter speed. So exposure is nothing but the amount of light collected and recorded by camera. As you adjust these settings, ISO, aperture and shutter speed, depending on all those settings, the amount of light comes into the camera will change. So the right exposure means whatever you see through your eyes is recorded by your camera. If you put together all these three factors, it will form a triangle, and depending on all the setting, the triangle area will change. So you need to make sure the amount of light is controlled by using all these three or one of the parameters, so that triangle doesn't become big or small. So the light coming inside will be same as whatever your human eyes sees, and that's where you can say that your exposure or your captured photograph is same as what you see. However, in these three parameters there are two parameters, aperture and shutter speed. Those parameters are really important because those parameters not only controls the light but also does some special things. So hence I call these two parameters as the creative side of photography. So the trick is you need to change any parameter or all parameters in such a way that camera should be able to record the scene as human eye sees, and that's where you can say that the photograph is exposed correctly. If area of triangle increases, then you will get bright images, which also called as overexposing the image. In reverse, when the area of the triangle decreases, then you will get the dark images because amount of light coming inside is gonna be less, which is called as underexposing the image. So that's how it looks like when you put in perspective all three together. So underexposed image, overexposed and correctly exposed image. However, as you learn through your photography, you will know when to underexpose and when to overexpose.
Alright, now let's look at one example. So as you see here, middle image is what is correctly exposed. So as I was there on a field, I could see these birds as exactly as like middle image. However, if I play around with my settings, ISO, aperture or shutter speed, and set those settings in such a way that amount of light coming inside the camera is less, in that case I will get some image something like on left side, and this image is normally darker than whatever I can see in real time. So that's when I call this image as a underexposed image. If I take some settings and I'm getting some brighter image than whatever I can see, in that case the image will be something like right hand image, and this image will be normally called as overexposed image.
Alright, so I hope you understood the concept of exposure triangle and also understood aperture and shutter are the creative side of the exposure control triangle, and I hope you will be able to use this in your photography. If you like this video, you can subscribe here or you can register on my website vinaymote.com. Thanks for watching.